I pressed it. We're going. Man, we haven't done this in a whole week.
Yeah, Jason let down his fans, and he let me down because not only is it not the one Monday since we last met, it's not even 2 Mondays since we last met, and he didn't even wake me up at midnight to record this.
I know, shake my head. I know you were disappointed about that.
I will shake your head, grabs head, and throttles it.
I was up at midnight, but I just didn't think about it. I'm so sorry.
But it was because last Monday, literally nothing happened. The world went silent.
Yeah.
No, I'm actually glad that nothing happened. I hate drama.
We just didn't have anything to talk about, really. And I guess I just felt like I should make a podcast since the last one was already kind of a little bit boring.
There's stuff we can talk about other than drama, though.
Well, anyways,
and that includes the one thing that inspired us to finally make another one of these, which is E3 happened.
But first we have to play the intro. I don't know. Maybe I already did. I don't know if there's a good spot to play it there.
How about, like, now?
I'm your host, Jason. That's me. And you are...
I'm Jonathan. You know me.
You didn't say the bro host line.
Oh, I'm the bro host.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was gonna... I didn't know that was...
What are you doing? You just got distracted all of a sudden.
No, I didn't know that I was supposed to introduce myself like that every single time.
Well, I mean, that or say co-host, because I always say I'm the host.
No, but I am a bro host because I'm a co-host who's a bro.
So, I would like to kill more time because we don't have much to talk about again this week.
Oh, no.
But instead of doing that...
I thought of things that I forgot to say about both a.k.a. and Pro Jerry.
You're a little far away from the mic.
That's okay.
We're not talking about any of those things ever.
I know, but I they're on my mind just because I forgot to say them, but I won't say them. I won't say them even if I wanted to originally.
So, E3 is an event that is currently happening. And as far as Nintendo's presentation goes...
Right now, they're in the treehouse.
Yeah. We're basically...
Actually, I think does it end by now? I'm not sure.
We saw all of the new stuff that they brought to the table, and for the most part, I only care about Nintendo's stuff. I'm not too interested in any of the other companies.
Yeah.
But, I don't really have much to say about it, but I guess you do, so I'll let you take it away.
I thought you'd have something to say. There were 2 new characters revealed for Smash Bros.
Well, like I said, I don't know. Honestly, I'm so confused about my demographic on YouTube. I have no clue. I do not even... I'm nowhere close to understanding what kind of people watch my videos and what they are interested in. So,
I can tell you, your demographic would be a lot different if people could actually find you.
Yeah.
Apparently, you say, more than half of them are just your friends.
If... Of my viewers? I don't know. I know. I mean, I get, 50, 60 views on every video. That's obviously not all my friends.
Okay.
That's definitely not
overstatement.
That's not even close to half.
Overstatement.
I said the only thing that I know, the only information I have is from what my friends are that watch my videos. That's the only information I have. Because I have no, interactive community. Nobody, I have 1 subscriber that regularly watches my videos.
You have 1 Discord full of 3 people.
Shh. I have 1 subscriber that regularly watches my videos and comments on them that I don't know in person. That's it. That's the only fan that I can say I have. Is a guy. He always as soon as I upload a video, he's the one
true fan.
Literally, he has notifications on. Within 10 seconds, he makes a comment. It's crazy. But anyways, E3. Yeah, you can keep talking about that. That's just all I say. I don't really have anything to elaborate on.
I was super happy that they did a little animated skit where they introduced Doug Bowser.
It's not that deep, Jonathan.
I was just happy. You made it sound like I was making a bigger deal out of it than I was,
you were
I was just happy.
You were spazzing out.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Oh no! Oh whoa! It's Bowser. It's Mario. Mario is my favorite. I didn't think they were gonna make a
joke. I thought it was cool that they made a joke about... Look, Nintendo stopped doing skits in their E3 presentations and their regular ones. I was happy to see something like that return.
I know. Well,
And you were just like, oh, I can't believe they're doing anything at all.
No, that's not what I said. I didn't even say anything. I don't know. You're making stuff up now.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm getting mad at you.
Yeah, I don't even know what you're saying. I'm just saying I don't know why you're bringing that up to the podcast. What do you have to say about that?
I just thought it was cool. And then Doug Bowser's all like, I'm a big fan of Luigi's Mansion, so they jumped into Luigi's Mansion. You really have nothing you want to say about Luigi's Mansion 3?
All I'm saying is I feel like 0 people that are watching this right now know anything about what we're talking about.
None of them watched E3?
Definitely not.
None of them know you got so excited about Breath of the Wild 2 that you took off your pants?
I wasn't really out of excitement. It was just because I said...
It was obligation.
If it is, I'll take off my pants. So I did.
This is Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. I will remove my trousers.
But yeah, no. So we got some new games that were already announced, but we saw more information on. Luigi's Mansion 3. The new Animal Crossing. What is it called? I forgot.
New Horizons.
New Horizons. And others. Oh, Smash Bros. Well, we got 2 character reveals. We can talk about that. I feel like out of my subscriber, like a high proportion of them came from Smash Bros. Because of the one video. But once again, I don't even know if any of them watch my videos anymore.
Oh, and dude, you left out. I mean, they didn't say much at E3 because they had their own thing. Same with Super Mario Maker 2. They didn't say much because it had its own direct. But obviously, if you're actually at E3, a big deal is the new Pokemon game, Sword and Shield, which I expected you to care a lot about because you were a huge Pokemon fan way back. But apparently you got tired of it because you spent like 5 hours every day just shiny hunting.
I already told you why I stopped playing Pokemon is because of Sun and Moon. They weren't good games. They didn't get my
dude, that is such a contrarian opinion because everybody thinks Sun and Moon were like so much more creative than the other ones. And
well,
they thought
actually,
they were like the best Pokemon games in a while.
I haven't heard anybody say that, to be honest.
Really? I've heard everyone say that.
Nope. But I mean, a large part of that.
Well, I heard one people say what you said.
One people.
Did I say?
A large part of that, anyways, is that when I got it for Christmas, I wanted it, and then I got it at Christmas, like tons of years ago, and then I lost it, and then I found it like a year later. It was like next Christmas that I found it. So basically, that just kind of like, I guess when you don't do something for a year, you just kind of grow out of it, I guess. So, like if you're really interested in something, if you spend enough time away from it, you'll lose all interest.
But like, I'm excited, and I'm not even.
And you can regain that interest, but I've never wanted.
Well,
to.
I would think this would because I mean I like Pokemon. I guess I'm a Pokemon fan. I'm just not like a hardcore Pokemon fan. But I'm excited just because this is like the first Pokemon game.
Why are you talking? Sorry, but you're talking a little bit loud and very high pitched and squeaky.
I'm sorry. This is the first Pokemon game made with a home console or technically hybrid in mind. And you can tell because it's like huge open exploration, giant dynamic
I don't really
design.
know. Yeah,
but
okay.
you didn't even. Have you still not looked at the original direct for it?
No, I'm not gonna watch the whole direct.
He hasn't watched the direct.
I'm not gonna watch the whole direct. If I missed it, I don't care. That's why I didn't watch it in the first place. But no,
he knows nothing about it.
I don't know why you're so excited. I'm not gonna get the game because it doesn't matter to me enough to get the game. And
Fair
once
enough.
again, you want every game because you think that money is infinite.
No. I just think it's interesting.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not like cool. I don't know much about it, so I can't really say whether or not it looks cool. But from what I've seen, it looks cool.
Your Pokemon days are recorded on your channel. You made a Sun and Moon.
Yeah, I did. A joke. I made fun of it. I literally made fun of it. There we go. That's proof that I never liked it. I did. I made fun of it.
Yeah,
I called
sure. It was mean-spirited, if you say so.
What?
I'm just saying.
Do you not remember what the video was? It was literally a whole...
It was a joke, but it wasn't necessarily making fun of. I didn't think.
Yeah, well, not maybe make. It was satire. That's what I...
Yeah.
That's what I called my channel back then, a satire channel.
Dude, you called your channel like something different every single day. For like the longest time.
That's funny.
You're like scrolling through your phone as we're doing this? How
no, I was gonna bring up the video.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I don't have any direction with my channel because YouTube sucks, and I can't get any direction because I don't know anything about my channel. I don't know my audience. I don't know who watches my videos. I don't know what to make because it doesn't tell me any of that, and none of my audience is engaged enough. They don't comment or anything. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I could do things. I could go places.
I find the last two mainline, like, new generation Pokemon games interesting, just because I've heard people, like, say that Pokemon needs to try more stuff different, but at the same time I hear, like, everyone say, but everyone hates it when they change stuff different, because they've got a competitive, like, community, and they, like, record everything down to, like, true RPG, like, mathematical elements, and they don't want certain things to change too much.
So, here we go. By the way, I'm almost at 200 subscribers.
Oh, do I not get to finish my thought?
I'm almost at 200 subscribers. I was at, like, 182 a while ago, so I'm actually gaining subscribers
nice.
somehow.
How many again?
187. But, okay, so it's probably more than that, actually. So, here it is. And it got 200 views, too, which was a lot for back then. I mean, even for now, that's a out of ordinary amount. And it was called Pokemon Sun and Moon Fanmade Trailer. It's private now, so you guys can't see it. Oh, no,
really?
No, it's not. It's not private.
Yeah, I didn't think it was.
That's
I
weird.
remembered seeing it
I
last
think it's
time I
because
went
I
to your
kept
channel.
even my old videos that are cringy. If they were popular enough, I kept them up.
Or if your voice isn't in it, so it doesn't sound
No, it
all
was
high-pitched.
all my voice, though. And the disgusting thing about it is if you listen to it, I don't know how well it will sound on the microphone, but it was me, and I was trying to talk with, like, a deep, like, announcer voice, and my voice was so high-pitched that it was like, Pokemon, the brand new game coming to Nintendo 3DS. And it was like that.
Pokemon.
Here, you'll hear it.
Welcome to the world of Pokemon Sun and Moon, where you explore and catch
You can't, the music's so loud, but if you could hear any of that.
in the all-new Aloha region.
In the all-new
You sound like
Aloha.
when
In the
Nintendo would
all-new
have their
Aloha.
advertisements where it was like the kids talking and you're like,
Yeah.
this game's so cool. That's what you sound like.
You're so loud, Jonathan.
It's funny. They made fun of Nintendo for those.
Aloha is special because it's too cool for gyms. In different stages of
Yeah, the music was too loud in that video. I can't even hear myself very well.
Dude.
It's too cool for gyms. I was like really making fun of the game, but in a way that I didn't think it was gonna be a bad game by any means.
Yeah.
But I was making fun of, I guess, the fact that it was different from other games.
But no, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people, not everyone, wanted Pokemon to be more different, and they were willing to do that with Sun and Moon.
I think you're confused though, because I know more about the Pokemon community, and most people didn't like the game because they said it was too different, and they want classic games, and that's why when they came out with
that's what I'm saying.
and that's why when they came out with Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee, they didn't like those either because they were a lot different.
Everything you're saying is wrong.
No.
Like, it's not definitively
No, I've
wrong.
even talked to my friends that used to love Pokemon that don't play it anymore, and they told me that they stopped playing around Pokemon Sun and Moon because it got boring, and they didn't like the games.
You're saying people have been complaining that these new games are too different.
Pokemon Sun and Moon was specifically where it started, and then Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. It was like, it was just...
First of all, I find it weird that a game that is basically just a remake of an old game, it had people upset because it was too different.
Which one?
And I know it is different.
It's not even close to a remake.
No, well, it's not a remake, but...
Let's Go Pikachu.
yeah.
That's not even...
It's back in the Kanto region.
Yeah, it's
Same
literally, they
gym leaders
just
and
use the
stuff.
same region, and then
Okay.
everything about the game is different.
Well, no, it even was restricted to Gen 1 Pokemon, wasn't it? Or was that not true in the end? I don't remember because we didn't play it. We didn't play the game. We
Well,
didn't get it.
obviously.
Dude, well, I was gonna say, and this would explain why you're hearing all this. Apparently, you haven't heard both sides. I've heard both sides, and to me, it seems like there's a division in the Pokemon, like, fan groups.
Well, I'm sure there
between
is.
wanting them to change because they think it's getting old.
There's a division in
Like, I heard
everything.
a guy make a whole video talking about how Pokemon just, like, isn't worth anymore because it just feels like the same thing over and over again. And then you have these people who you say have given up on it because it changed too much. And I'm aware that those people exist too, but I'm saying it's on both sides. So it's weird. We got people who want it to change and people who want it to stay exactly
First
the same.
of all, yes, there's division. Second of all, there's nobody that's just binarily on either side. I want change.
But it's close.
I don't want it to just stay the exact same game. But some of the stuff that they changed in Sun and Moon, I thought wasn't for the better.
So are you in the camp of wanting it to stay more the same?
Yes.
I do remember
And
you said you wanted them to be harder in the
and
future.
there's no way that we can measure it to determine, like, where the overall community stands.
Well,
But I think the new game looks good. It's just, at this point, I've just completely, overall, lost interest for the series.
Well, I'll say this. In terms of what I like in gameplay, Sun and Moon appealed to me more than the previous ones.
I think it was better.
And Sword and Shield looks like it'll appeal to me far more than any Pokemon game prior.
I think.
And that's because of the changes it's made.
I think Sun and Moon is probably a lot better for players that aren't like me that spent like 1,000 hours just hatching eggs, trying to get a shiny, and that kind of stuff. Because it seems I would like them to be harder and more difficult to do stuff and get places and get Pokemon, but they're making it kind of easier in a way. But that probably makes it more fun for the general population.
I would say that my main complaints with the old Pokemon games are that they seemed restricted and not very original in their most commonly used mechanics, like actual combat. Like, the stuff that makes Pokemon cool is, like, the whole collecting them all, and then, like, the interactions with the Pokemon, like, they added...
But I love breeding Pokemon to, like, and...
Yeah, stuff like that. Stuff you wouldn't do in a normal RPG.
No, I like creating, like, the best possible genetically bred Pokemon. That's what I like doing.
But then when you look at the combat, like, it's very, like, just standard RPG for most of it. And that makes it seem kind of uninteresting to me at times. But...
Oh, I do not like Mega Evolution, so I'm definitely not going to like Dynamaxing. It looks cool. Oh, and what are the...
Yeah, I was going to say it looks cool because they have, like, new animations for all the moves.
You know the special move things, is it in Sun and Moon that they are? The special moves that...
Yeah, the Z moves.
Yeah, the Z moves. I do not like those at all.
You don't like Mega Evolutions either?
I just said that.
Jeez, dude.
I never hated them, but it just seems like such an arbitrary thing that gives such an unfair advantage.
Well, no,
like,
because anyone who has a Z Crystal can do it.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about Mega Evolution now. Oh. A Pokemon that has Mega Evolution almost always has at least the slightest advantage over a non-Mega Evolution Pokemon. And it just seems like a kind of random thing to give, especially when a lot
Well, then you could say, though, that the Z Crystals are more balanced. And then even more so with the Dynamaxing, because it's not even attached to a move. It's any Pokemon.
No, but the thing about the Z Crystals is just, like, it's a move that does so much damage where it's just, like, it basically just chunks off everybody's health bar by a certain amount.
I'm not saying that...
Do you get that? Because both people can use them, but then it just means whoever uses it first, if they're at a low enough health, then they're going to get to win because it does so much damage.
I don't have a super strong opinion on those Mega Evolutions and Z moves and all that stuff, but I was going to say that the Dynamax looks cool, if not just for the new animations and stuff. And the raid battles.
Dynamax just looks like it's going to just not really affect the battle, but just look cool.
Well, yes, maybe.
Because both of them can do it at the same time, it looks like.
But everything else, like, I think that they're... And I can't see this as a bad thing because I like stuff that isn't boring, pardon me, and I like things that are new as long as they're not new just for the sake of being new. If it's new and interesting, new and cool, then I like it. And as far as being restricted and unoriginal in, like, certain things, I think this new Pokemon, in Sun and Moon, it was like the first one where you weren't stuck on this grid-based movement where, like, you tap the right button and you move one space to the right. You had, like, free movement. And now, in Sword and Shield, it's literally like an open plains.
No, that actually started in X and Y.
Did it? I thought X and Y was still grid-based. Are you sure? Dude, I'm pretty sure. No, because I only played X and Y. The only Pokemon games I've really played all the way through are X and Y.
Jeez, that's the speaker.
Low battery? Oh, I didn't even know it was on.
Yeah.
That scared me. That sounded like one of those... Like,
I don't know why it's like. Why would you make warnings. A low battery sound that's just like?
I know. Just be like a high pitched beep. Like
no, in X and Y, because you had like the.
No, because I never played.
No, listen. In X and Y, you had the thing where it was with the. You had Poke chaining, where you could crawl and you would find the little patches of grass that were shaking, and you could go from patch to patch, and that involved moving just wherever there was. Tile-based movement, just rigid tile-based movement, has not existed for a while. Since Gen 5, since it was on the DS.
Wait, I think it existed in some form in X and Y. I'm serious, I'm going to pull that out.
No, since there was three-dimensional... If you use the D-pad, you'll automatically move in a straight line. But if you use the stick, then you'll move freely.
No,
listen.
I just want to say this.
I played this game so much more than you.
I know.
I played the game for 1,000 hours.
I'm wondering if you're thinking of... I don't think they're any different, but I'm wondering if you're thinking of... what are the remakes of...
Jonathan, when
Omega Ruby and Alpha.
Jonathan.
Because you played those more.
Listen to me.
I'm listening.
From Generation 5 to Generation 6, they went to 3D graphics and free movement. Those were the two big changes. Generation 5, Black and White, is back before they had the 3D everything. It was all 2D.
Yeah, that's great. I'm just gonna say with the same thing as soon as you're done saying this.
Okay, well, we should probably move on from Pokemon anyways.
Well, no.
This is just getting hostile.
I didn't get to finish what I was gonna say, so just let me say it. For all intents and purposes, the only Pokemon games I've played are Pokemon X, Pokemon Sun, and well, no, that's it. And then I actually kind of do plan to play Pokemon Sword. I'll probably get Sword version. And I know for a fact that it was not in Sun and Moon, and you agree with me on that. But I vividly remember thinking, oh, I didn't even realize it's stuck on like a big grid-based movement. And so what else could I be thinking of if it's not an X and Y? I know, it might be something obscure. Maybe it's not usually that way, but maybe there's some way to move like that. All I know is I must be remembering it from somewhere. I couldn't have just conjured that up from nowhere. I don't know.
I will look it up. We'll see who is correct. If it's not X and Y, then it's Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.
Yeah, that's what I might be thinking, because you did play those more than X and Y. But anyways, what I was going to say is, it's less restricted.
No, wait, actually, because the Poke Chaining was Omega Ruby. I said that wrong.
Yeah, I thought so too, but I didn't fully question you, because I never did much of that.
We will see. I'm sorry, I didn't think you might be right. Cause
I mean, it looks very grid-based here, does it not?
Well, all of the Pokemon games are always grid-based. In the way the world is.
Yeah, and they went away from their like little chibi designs too to more like full model.
No, but even Sun and Moon, it's tile based in the way it's built, obviously.
I know. But that's what I'm saying.
It's not gonna walk.
Sword and Shield is not. Look there, it's very grid based. It looks.
Okay.
I mean, you can't really tell unless you get to play it.
This is getting really boring. Nobody wants to hear us argue about whether or not this game is grid based.
Well, I didn't ask you to. You were just so certain about it. Even the characters, they all move in straight lines. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay, then it's Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire.
Okay. It's settled.
Not that I really don't care at all. My pride is not injured, and that was a waste of time.
Yes, it was. It was a huge waste of time, and but let it be known that I was right. And now back to what I was saying. So yes, it's less restricted because even.
But you still can move in 8 directions.
Yes,
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, you can move diagonal. You'll just move like up and down at the same, or not up and down, up and right at the same time, and move like diagonal. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so it just seems way less restricted because even though you had the free movement before, there's like elevation and expansion and all this like huge terrain, and it just looks cool. And I'm actually a fan of as long as they can find a way to like make it like not super different, because I kind of like it to stay kind of the way it is now, just because I don't have a problem with how it is. I don't like pure. There's another RPG, raw RPG element. I'm glad they changed up a bit. The Pokemon encounters. I'm not a big fan of just raw random encounters, especially in the caves. You just walk around. It's like, I hope I don't random encounter because I don't want to fight another Zubat. It's like now you can see them, and even if you're in the grass, it showed like in the trailer, like you can see like something rustling and it chases after you. I like that. There's almost like strategy in it. And it also feels more real. It's so much more immersive. And then the combat, I'm at least that glad that they're trying to spice it up somehow, even if like Dynamaxing and stuff, the Z crystals, the Mega Evolutions, aren't completely balanced or logical. I'm glad they're doing stuff different because it's still fun in the end to me. And I like different as long as it's fun. So yes, I'm actually invested in this Pokemon game, whereas I wasn't even super duper invested in Sun and Moon.
Yeah, well, are you gonna buy it?
I think I am. I'm not certain though. I'm not certain, but I think
that's the stupidest thing you've ever said. Literally, like every other day, it's I want this game, Jason. And it's like, okay, then buy it. And you're
no.
No, I don't think it would. It's like the Captain America meme. No, I don't think I.
I don't have money. Okay.
You have $300.
Well, way to just dox my money.
Just of Christmas and birthday money.
I actually don't know how much money I really have. I've never counted it, but the real thing is I don't. You're talking loud.
Now I know how you feel. We both are. Just all of us. Just stop. I keep talking louder because you're talking so loud, and I'm just.
Now your friends are just.
Because you keep talking louder, and I'm just trying to finish what I'm saying, so I have to keep talking louder. Listen. You never spend money because you say you don't have any. So every year it accumulates your birthday and Christmas and everything that people give to you because you don't have a job. That's the only way you get money. But you still, all of that accumulates. You have like over $300 just sitting.
I'm sure I do. I haven't counted it. But I just wanted to say.
You could literally buy another entire Nintendo Switch.
I feel like you're painting a bad picture of me. And I was just gonna say, I think your friends are just gonna say now that we're both crazy instead of that you're bullying me, because we're just shouting at each other. You need to calm down. Like I'm getting loud, but I'm not getting angry. I'm not getting angry.
I know. I'm not really angry. I'm not the most energetic. I'm kind of not like really.
You're like taking a nap as we do this.
I know. I'm just not feeling it.
Jeez, dude.
Well, this is why I didn't want to do the podcast last. It's not that I'm upset at anybody or anything. I'm just not feeling like, I guess, normal, how I normally am. Super happy and energetic.
Is
and
it because
excited.
I've been passing on playing games with you to do my own personal projects? Is that why?
Yeah, probably. No.
Dude, I'm sorry. But let's play Smash Bros.
No, that's really not. I would say that's more of just I'm bored all the time now because nobody ever wants to do anything with me, and I just resort to playing Minecraft, and then it gets boring. And then I just, like, sit on the couch, and then maybe I fall asleep, and then I wake up, and I wish I hadn't fallen asleep.
That's sad, dude.
It's
I'm
like
gonna play
the symptoms
something
of
with you.
depression.
Yeah, well, dude, that's how I felt during college. And unfortunately, it seems that the only way for you to not feel the same way is for me to play games with you 24/7.
Well, I'm glad we're talking about this now, so people don't just think that I'm, like, being really crabby at you. But
Yeah.
I don't know what else to talk about. See, this is the problem. We're only.
Well, I was gonna make a
this
transition.
can be short. This could be a shorter podcast. I don't really care if we cut it shorter.
First of all, I was gonna say one last thing, and now I'm freaking out because. Oh yeah, the money. We were talking about money.
Welcome to the podcast where we talk about Pokemon for half an hour.
I know, where we get into a heated debate about not knowing anything about Pokemon.
Oh, no.
Apparently, we both know nothing. Apparently, we're both wrong.
But no, wait. Before you say that, I did want to say.
I want to talk about the money though.
I know, but
before
before we move on from the subject of, I did want to say from what I saw from the trailer, what I thought was really cool looking in the new games is like the open world exploration.
Yes, and you just go out and you see the Pokemon wandering
and
around.
like I heard people comparing it to like Breath of the Wild.
Yes!
And Pokemon, and that's like exactly what it's like, a huge world that you can
I heard
explore.
people compare it to Xenoblade.
And yeah, or that. If it's like actually a huge world, like with less towns and cities, but still cool towns and cities that you can explore, then that would be really cool. Especially if there's like what I saw, the hills and mountains. In every Pokemon game where you can walk, it's always just been flat for the most part. There's not really like you go up mountains.
Yes,
hills,
that's what
stuff
we're talking
like
about, elevation.
And
it's not even top down. You can
and it's almost always like top down or from
you
a
get to control the camera freely.
Yeah, like in Pokemon X and Y, the only place where it wasn't top down is when you're walking through like the alleyways, the streetways in Lumoy City.
Yes.
So it just looks really cool. Like,
see, I just thought I wanted you to see it just for that, honestly.
And the random encounters. I think before I said I didn't like that there aren't, but I.
Oh, you do want random encounters?
Yeah, before I said that because I was like being a conservative, I guess, if you want to call it
We're the
that.
two political parties of Pokemon over here.
Yeah.
I'm the Pokemon liberal, and Jason's the Pokemon... Dude, Pokemon liberal and Pokemon conservative.
But...
the two versions.
But,
when they make one based on America.
But I think my main issue with that is that I just hope they don't reduce the amount of random encounters. Or, I mean, encounters in general.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I hope there's still, like, if you walk into a grass patch, you could find, like, 2 different Pokemon running around or something.
Yeah, they showed stuff like that in the trailers. You should watch the trailer.
But can you actually see what the Pokemon is?
Or not the trailer, the direct. Yeah, it looked like you could see, like, a tail or something sticking up.
Then I think that's cool.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. It was like that feature where, specifically, if it was a Pikachu, you could see the Pikachu's tail sticking out, or whatever.
It adds new realism to the game.
Yes, that's what I said!
It's just if you walk in a straight line on a flat world into grass, and then suddenly the screen flashes white, and boom, there's a Pokemon.
I know. Did I make you do, like, a 180 here?
Well, I stopped being so depressed, I guess. No, but also what I didn't like before was like with the what is it called? The Poke chain thing. It was, you would show something rustling in the grass, but it would just be like a gray blob, you know?
Yeah.
And that just is just like,
it feels lazy.
Yeah, exactly.
And I know they got like 1,000
and like
Pokemon.
with the animation when you use the fly HM.
Actually, it's kind of close to 1,000.
It's almost at 1,000.
Because it was like 800 before last I actually checked actively.
When you use the fly HM, you know, it just shows like a generic Pokemon, stuff like that before, where it just seemed like not very realistic. I guess some old players might not like that, but I think in the general, it's just a step in the good direction. In the right direction. Yeah, I said everything wrong there. So you can talk about money.
No, that's cool.
Jonathan is rolling in it, and he's going to tell you.
I actually had an interesting take on why people might not like new Pokemon designs. and
Okay,
why
is this whole podcast like the last one was
the
just
Pokécast.
the last one was just Minecraft. Is this one all just Pokemon?
Pokemon is all the rage these days.
I guess we have plenty of to talk about.
Pokemon is all, dude. They're trying to overtake. They got Pokemon Home, Pokemon Sleep. What? I don't even know what these things are.
I don't know what they are.
I don't think anybody cares unless you're a super Pokemon
I
fan.
can't even find information about it, but I haven't put much effort to. But did you see Minecraft Earth? They did a demonstration.
Oh, they actually did?
Yeah. It looks so cool, dude.
I didn't see that.
I kind of want to show you it right now.
There are other things at E3 that interest me, but I don't know when to look for them.
It looks so cool. And there's like a feature where if somebody's standing in front of you, like it'll like detect a person and cut it out like green screen and put
like their user over it
and put them in like they'll put their body inside of the structure. Like it'll augmented reality, like it'll determine their depth, cut them out like a green screen, and put them in the right position.
That's insane.
In the structure.
Pokemon Go was trying to do something like that with their Pokemon interactions.
And they showed mobs as well, like chickens and stuff walking around. So.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm still worried about real life like Minecraft terrorism, but.
Well, yeah.
We already talked about that.
One of those like in practice kind of things that we're gonna have to find
I mean,
out.
this could be cyberbullying on a whole new level.
But overall, it looks really cool.
Yeah.
And they showed. Oh yeah, no. The coolest thing was they showed going between. Like they had it on a tabletop, and then they said, "Now let's make it to be the whole stage." So like what they built on this tabletop, it like descended down. And then it like dropped down onto the stage. It showed this cool thing where you could like, I guess when you build something.
I'm not sure if I can fully visualize all this, but it sounds cool.
It's like you can just build something on a surface. You choose a surface, but then you can just like press a button and it will just like it'll disappear off that surface and you can put it onto another surface basically. So I could like take this shoebox here.
The microphone is sitting.
People are learning that all of my stuff is made out of shoeboxes.
We're just in a room full of shoeboxes.
There's 3 shoeboxes right now, just for my equipment.
Today we're switching stuff up. Instead of the Nike shoebox, you're resting on the Adidas shoebox.
And
the laptop is resting on the Nike. Do you want me to shake it so we can see if the audio is corrupted?
It's John. It's up there.
Oh, it's up there.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm an idiot.
What was I saying? Oh yeah. So maybe what it looks like is it's not gonna stay in a static position. It's like you have worlds, like or structures, I guess, that you work on, and you can take them and put them on different places. Maybe. I'm not sure. They didn't show a lot, but it did look cool in execution.
Yeah, it sounds cool.
So you can talk about your money now.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I want this to be all about Pokemon, so I'm not going to talk about Pokemon designs.
You're really far away from the microphone.
Are you sure they can't hear me from all the way back?
No, it's not that, but we've talked about this like so many times now, but I'll say it again.
It's because it's echoey? It sounds echoey?
It sounds like you're far away from the microphone.
Okay.
When you talk.
Yeah. I mean, the basis is I'm iffy about what games I should buy because I'm iffy about. The thing is, I'd really be iffy about anything I buy. But the thing is, I'm the only person in this family who doesn't like impulse buy ever. Cause the only things I buy are video games. Jason buys like clothes, maybe snacks.
Jason buys clothes.
I know it's.
Oh no!
No, I know it's not much, but I'm saying it's something.
I don't buy food.
Really?
Mom
I
buys
feel like
food.
there's something else you buy. I'm not sure. But he buys stuff.
I buy clothes and very rarely, and like I haven't within the past year bought some sort of equipment.
Yeah. There.
The most recent thing related to equipment that I wouldn't really call equipment is I bought that controller several months ago.
And it's clothes that you don't need. It's things that are like in style. I'm trying to emphasize that they're like non-utilitarian things. Because obviously I need new clothes.
Actually, yeah, no, I don't even buy my own clothes. I can't remember the last piece of clothing that I purchased for myself. Most of it Mom paid for, and then Kaylin bought me some for my birthday.
Well, you still ask for things.
I very rarely use my money, actually.
Okay. Well, the rest of our family, they splurge on stuff. Our sisters do.
I guess I would say I buy more expensive things in much vaster time frames. But once again, I haven't even bought anything in a long time.
Basically, to sum it up, the only thing that I don't need, and sometimes I don't even ask for things I need. I'll be like, I can make do. The only thing I ask for or long for that I do not need are video games, literally exclusively, or sometimes things that are related to video games directly. That is it. But the thing is, even if I have all this money that Jason's talking about, enough to buy one console, that doesn't seem so impressive once you realize I have no income at all. I have never had a job in my
Just for
entire
the record,
life.
this is Jonathan humble bragging. This is probably the 10th time this week.
No!
This is probably
Wait,
the 10th.
how is this even a humble brag? I don't get it.
This is
I don't
probably-
actually understand.
This is probably the 10th time this week that you've said, I don't really want anything.
Oh, no.
I don't use my money.
No.
You say that all the
No,
time.
dude, actually, I think saying that the only things I want in life are video games is actually kind of pathetic. I'm not trying to humble brag here.
Well, it's not that that's the only thing you want. You want non-material things, I'm sure.
Aside from video games... Well, video games exist in a material form,
You
but the
want
experience isn't.
To be loved by people, you want
That's not something I fear not having.
You want to have... Yeah, but you still want it. You don't have
Well,
to fear.
I do worry about getting distant from some of my friends sometimes.
Yeah. Do you have non-material wants? I don't think saying that you only...
But this came
I
up
think-
because we
I
were talking
think
about
it's,
money, and you can't buy that stuff.
Pathetic to say that you do want material things, but everybody does, obviously. But
Yeah.
the closer you can get to not wanting that, the better.
Yeah, all I'm saying is, and this is definitely not a humble brag either. This is pathetic. I've never had a job before in my life, so I have no income. That's why I said in the last
given that
podcast, I
people
think
don't
I
know
made
you-
a short remark saying I'm a professional, find pennies on the ground.
People don't know your age, so it's not really that pathetic. Like, I just
Oh,
turned...
they can probably imply. I told them I'm in college.
I just turned... Yeah, but that still could mean that you've only had, like...
I'm a freshman. Trust me.
Okay, it could still mean
I'm
that...
totally a freshman.
It could still mean that you've had, like, only 2 years. Which, I mean, some people get a job right when they're 16. Me,
mine.
I probably won't because I'm gonna be a YouTuber.
Oh boy.
If only I knew my demographics so I could make videos that are
My
interesting to people
demographic.
because I can make videos but I don't know what to make and I'm so confused. Ah!
This turmoil, do you feel it? The funny thing is, just before he started this podcast, he was calling me edgy.
That's because of your hair.
Yeah.
A great subject to talk about.
Yeah, he can't.
I can't see his eyes right now.
Yeah,
That's how long his
I
hair
can
is.
see him through my hair because if you've ever like put like a rag over your, like a thin rag, and
A
you can see
thin
through the
cloth.
fabric, or your shirt maybe, if you've pulled your shirt over your eyes, you can see, and I can see him just fine. I can make it. If he held up his hands right now, I could tell how many fingers are. I can like read text
Because
over
it's
there.
close enough to your eyes, so the holes are
Yeah.
large enough.
But he can't see my eyes. My hair covers my eyes.
It's disgusting.
So when you see my
He's
little,
costing.
when you see my little anonymous faceless figure in
There's
the
a lot of hair around it.
yeah, in the opening cutscene, opening intro thing, I made sure to add my hair because I have a lot of it.
That was me that told you to do that.
No, actually, I thought you said the hair looked weird.
No, remember I told you to add more.
You told me originally at the end when our faces pop up on their own, because it was the faces, I was just going to
It
be a
doesn't
question
matter.
mark, and then you told me I should add hair.
Yeah,
and I did.
hair. Said it wasn't just a question mark. Yeah. Get a haircut.
I will. My parents are making
Add
me,
a
and I
poll.
agree with them.
Add a poll right now. His hair is like 10 inches long.
That's not
Poll.
10.
Should you or should
10?
you not? In
Not
the front.
10.
In the front, how long do you think it is? Like a single follicle.
Trying to find.
Like, I think we measured it, didn't we? Actually, it's
But
like,
that was in the back. That was in the back.
yeah, but I think it's just as long.
Well, how long do you think that is?
Like 5 inches. It looks
5
like.
inches. You said double that, 10. But
No,
yeah, it covers my eyes.
Well, that was a joke, obviously. If your hair was 10 inches.
But they don't
long-
actually know what I look like.
Yeah, but it's not great.
But yeah, I'm gonna get a haircut and shave before
I just don't understand your motive for
we
wanting
go
such long
meet up with
hair.
family over the summer. I just don't care that much about it, so I let it grow.
Let it grow, let it grow. You can't reap what you
Aren't you Mr. Let It Die?
Plant a seed inside the earth. Hashtag the Lorax.
What was I gonna say though now? Actually, I think we were done.
Yeah, we're done. And we're 40-ish minutes in. So we have...
Really 40? And we've just been talking about Pokemon?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, no.
No, for the past 10 minutes, not.
Here's the thing though. I'm fine with making this more than an hour because
I don't have anything else to talk about though.
Because my original plan was I was gonna tell Jason we would have one video where he uses the regular intro, and then I was trying to make him a special intro, but then he was like, "Nah, you're just wasting your time. I don't even want that." And so now I feel unmotivated
Well, that
to finish
sounded
it.
mean.
You said it in a much nicer way, but you kind of did say it.
I just said there wouldn't be time for you to finish it, knowing how long it took you. For the
But
other
yeah, I
one.
was gonna say break it up in 2 episodes. One we like talk about what we're expecting or hoping for from E3, and then the other one we actually talk about it. And I was like, that would make up for the 2 podcast episodes we missed, even if we had nothing to talk about.
Completely reasonable explanation. I literally had a friend over at the house that I was invited over.
I said it could be a guest, but you gave that a hard pass, a hard implied pass.
No,
you just looked at me like no.
We both. He's not a very vocal person. He's pretty shy. What would he even have to talk about on the podcast? That would just be weird. And
we just like turn back at him at the end of every topic and be like, "Got anything to add?" And he'd be like, "Nah."
And why would he want to just sit for an hour at my house watching us talk about it for the podcast?
Does he ever talk about your YouTube videos?
No, I don't think he watches them.
Well then, yeah, that would be dumb. Then in that case, let's move on to the next video game. The first one that they showed, and the one that I'm sure we're both most excited about, aside from the one that had its own direct.
Luigi's Mansion 3.
Luigi's Mansion 3. We're huge Luigi's Mansion fans. We're mega fans. We play the game. I've won the game 8 times.
8 times. I've won it 5.
And I always play the Secret Mansion because I love that extra difficulty. I keep trying to get a higher score.
No, what do you mean? That's how you played again, is the Secret Mansion.
No, you can choose to play either the regular or the Secret.
No, if you just go back to the regular mansion, I thought it's just all lit up and happy.
No, it's not. Big bet. Dude, I've played the game 8 times. You've won it like 3.
Anyways.
It's
no,
super
5, I just said. It's like 5 or 6.
Sorry. But we play it every Halloween, usually.
Except for last one because the controller's broken, so.
Oh yeah, we didn't have an actual GameCube controller back then. We had like a GameStop brand knockoff. It was bad. It's terribly broken.
Yeah, it
glitches out all the time.
It was like a GameCube for Wii controller basically.
But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, and then Luigi's Mansion 2. I didn't realize this for the longest time, but there are actually a lot of people who really don't like that game. They think it's a bad sequel.
It was such a good game. Oh.
Yeah, I agree. It's very different. I can see why people wouldn't like it. I think it was made, with the handheld nature in mind for a lot of things, and that caused maybe good and bad things to come from it. But I still love it. It sits high and mighty at the top of our play. It was like quadruple whatever the second most played game on our 3DS was for the longest time.
But now Omega Ruby is probably
that was you. Like I said, you did all that shiny.
I had like 1,000 hours in that game. Not most of it was shiny hunting. I was just trying to complete.
But yeah, Scare Scraper was cool. It had tons of
Scare Scraper. I played that so much.
People complain about the mission segments, but that actually added to the replayability because you can just go back and replay bosses.
I tried to get every single ghost in Scare Scraper.
I know, but it's like loot box things. Yeah. It's all random.
It was so random and
you
so
work
difficult.
all the way there, and then it's just the same one you've encountered 10,000 times.
But I did get quite a few. It was pretty. Yeah. It was a very fun game.
It is a good game.
I like the art style.
I think I like Luigi's Mansion because it's so weird. It's like a Mario quotes horror game. And it doesn't fall under like one typical genre, It's like scary, but it's really not scary, but it's like quirky kind of. I'm gonna say we were talking about this. The original Luigi's Mansion actually does scare us.
Yeah, it's actually scary.
We're literally traumatized by certain rooms. So it's like we don't want to go in there. Jason's scared of the sound of. Is his name Mr. Lugs?
Lugs. I don't know.
Is it just Lugs?
I just call him Lugs. There's this ghost, like this fat goat, like he's a glutton or whatever is what he's called. And he just sits at this giant, massive dining table, and he just makes this noise that you can hear outside in the hall. It's just like,
yeah. And he's a bit more intimidating of a boss for a number of reasons.
It's just like
the non-actual boss.
And ghost. The blackout when all of the lights go off.
Oh my goodness!
All the lights go off, and that's
so much chaos.
Every room, a ghost pops up behind you. It's actually genuinely.
I watched someone make a video about like how bad controls can actually be a good thing for a horror game as long as they're not like totally like ruining the experience.
Yeah.
Or bad control or mechanic decisions. And Luigi's Mansion had one of those they didn't realize for the longest time. I get scared in any room, even if it's just a few ghosts in it, because whenever a new ghost pops up, which normally it's scary because it's sort of like a jump scare, but it's not really that scary. It's scary to me because Luigi has this little animation where he gets scared and you can't move. Yeah. And so if a ghost is right next to you about to punch you, then you can't move if the
There's like a whole second where, and also you can't.
And yeah, the controls could be better, so it is a bit freaky
you
sometimes.
You can't turn around very fast either. So
it makes you feel helpless.
If something pops up behind you, it takes a long time to turn around.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes, it's actually scary.
And
so the blackout is chaos because Luigi can't move because he's constantly getting spooked.
It's like if 5 ghosts pop up,
and then they're all right next to you, and you barely run away in time.
But oh shoot the thing I like about
I hope nothing bad. There we go.
It already did that. It just fell asleep. I just want to keep watching. The thing that I like about it is that it's not like the only thing going for it is like what traditional horror games are, where it's just like jump scares and stuff like that.
Because I don't think it plays
scary.
Like any...
It's scary because it's hard and you don't want to die.
Yeah.
It's not like
it's especially hard if you want to go for a high score like I always do.
I definitely will.
Because you lose money when
I
you
definitely
get hit.
will say that I've jumped before if a ghost popped out.
And even things like the poison mushrooms that pop out and have that unpredictable jumping pattern. Yeah. It's just so hectic sometimes.
You're getting a bit loud.
I'm sorry. I really
love. You're very, very.
I would actually consider this one of my favorite games ever. Luigi's Mansion.
But yeah, because definitely games are more scary when they're in first person.
Yeah.
Because you can't see all around you. But so
Luigi's Mansion doesn't really work that way.
It's not really like a jump scare type thing. It's just a scary because you don't know if you're gonna die, and it's like I guess it's like yeah I know.
And the music and sound effects are awesome
I can't formulate my words. And the reason why I always get scared because I think that you're gonna interject, so I try to say stuff so fast, and then I can't, and then I start thinking of the words, and then I start.
I'm good for now. I don't have anything to say.
And then I start freaking out. Great.
Oh man.
And then,
you collapsed under pressure.
I can't. Were we even talking a game? Luigi's Mansion?
Yeah, Luigi's Mansion. You were talking about it's not even scary like blah, 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 blah. It's because blah, 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 something.
Said it for the 12th time.
If you have nothing to say, I'm going to move on to talking about Luigi's Mansion 2 briefly before we discuss Luigi's Mansion 3.
Say.
I was talking about getting a high score.
Ah!
You're talking about it's not like jump scares. First person. It's not like first person, which is usually scariest.
Oh. It's not
there we go.
It's not like a lot of... It's not like a lot of, platformers, for example, where lives are relatively dispensable.
Yeah.
If you die, it's actually a really bad thing in that game. And it's pretty hard to die in some scenarios. You generally have a lot of health.
Dude, the projector room.
But yeah, that's why it gets scary, because in certain rooms.
And you still worry about losing money too if you're going for the high score.
Right. You don't.
So any hit is bad.
You can lose a lot of money just from getting hit.
Because the money disappears pretty fast and it flies away unpredictably.
And then of course, if you want to go for better scores with the ghosts, do better on them, then you have to be really really careful, stuff like that.
And when I figured out how to get the gold frames for all the portrait ghosts, that was hard getting all those, but I did it. And then I found out that if you go back and you just want to fight them regular and not care, then it actually replaces it with, at least for some of them it apparently does.
I think one of the scariest thing is just when you go into a room and it's just there's one of them, the boss ghost. You just walk in and they're just waiting there, and they always have some sort of condition where you have to trigger the start of the battle. Yeah.
What's more intimidating? I like when you close the door and it gets shut behind you.
Yeah.
What's more intimidating? The thorns on the door that appear abruptly in the original Luigi's Mansion, or the spooky hellish gate that drops with the deep boom?
I like the thorns personally.
Oh, you do? I kind of like the slow effect of the it's dramatic, like a drop.
I like the thorns just because it's not like a man-made thing.
Doesn't it actually hurt you if you try to open the door?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like a man-made thing. It seems like a sort of like a spirit is coursing through them because they're blue glowing. But yeah, no, and stuff like Chansey, is it Chauncey or Chansey?
I pronounced it Chauncey.
Chauncey, where literally when you fight him, he takes you out to a whole he takes you onto the balcony. Well, at the time you don't know it's the balcony, but it's the balcony. And you fight on the balcony, and he turns massive, and there start massive.
Oh, and actually, I think you're wrong. Isn't it a gigantified version of his crib? The balcony fight is with Bowser at the end. I could be wrong.
I know it is. That's on the balcony, but I thought it was also on the balcony. I don't think it's on the crib. But anyways, either way, he gets massive, and there's massive horse rockers or whatever.
Yeah.
Flying at you, stuff like that. It's it's
at least cool.
Yeah. It definitely looks cool. It's a cool effect.
We were just talking about this, though, or at least I was sort of mumbling to myself. Luigi's Mansion 2 is less scary, more creepy. they don't do a lot of really dark lighting. There's a lot more like almost Tim Burton-esque creepy stuff. It's almost like goofy creepy. But it's still a really fun game in my opinion.
I think it is his crib. I never noticed because...
Yeah, it's his crib.
Yeah, it is.
It's got the railing and everything.
But see, look how cool that looks. Like, even in the background,
I love the background. It's like this super, like, evil northern lights.
Like, that's actually scary. And, like, the colors, it's not very saturated, very dark. It just gives it has a very good atmosphere, I guess.
Yeah. And there's all that talk about how, like, the original Luigi's Mansion was going to be even scarier. But yeah, I'm familiar with the complaints against the new Luigi's Mansion, Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon.
Not the new, but the...
Well, I would current newest, because the other one's not out yet.
I would call the new one Luigi's Mansion 3.
The newest one is Luigi's Mansion Arcade. They made that, do you remember? They made an arcade game with it? You don't? And you hold like a poltergust, and it's like one of those shooter arcade games.
Oh yeah, it doesn't have a different number to the poltergust.
Possibly. I don't know.
What's with the G?
Egad gave up on numbers.
What's with the G00?
What was it on? Was it on 6,000? Poltergust 6,000? 7,000?
7,000.
The point is, like us, Egad either lost count or can't count past whatever the last one was. G. It's G now.
It's G00.
Yeah, I know.
Specifically 2 zeros. I don't know.
It's not even G1000. They were in the thousands. What does it mean? But yeah, Luigi's Mansion 3 is going with a lot of the style of Luigi's Mansion 2, but I think it looks impressive. You want to talk about it? I've been watching gameplay from the Treehouse, so you haven't seen as much.
Talk about Luigi's Mansion 3?
Yeah,
because
we're talking about E3.
I actually haven't seen that much. But
you made the same comment a few people did. Hotel Mario 2, because it's in a hotel.
But I watched the trailer. First of all, I think the hotel...
It's sort of like a best of both worlds. You get the drastically different locations of the multiple mansions, but you still get the connected whole of the original mansion. And it's also not a mansion, so it's more unique.
That's what I was going to say. It allows for, like, the change in scenery, like overall scenery, while also still having it all take place in one building. So it's a combination of what worked well in both games. Because I did like the different mansions in the second game.
Yeah.
And then also, what's interesting is that it looks like everybody got put in a painting now. Princess Peach and Mario and all of them.
Yeah, and the Toads. But that took
you were just like...
I was thinking about my own stuff about the game. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so I don't know if they did that.
They just keep upping the scale.
Maybe they did that to make it more mainstream, like a Princess Peach traditional Mario.
They just want to keep making Luigi look more awesome every time he has to do this.
Yeah, maybe.
Dude, and the Polterpup is back to stay. He's like an established Luigi's Mansion character, which I love.
But yeah, it looks cool. I don't really have that much to say about it. I wish we could see more, but I'll just wait until we do, and then I might have more to say about it. But obviously, that's a must-buy because...
Yeah, because we're just such a big fans of the series. We love both of them.
It can't go that wrong. And
I will say, I've always liked the original designs for the ghosts better than the new ones.
I literally... peed my pants when they announced Luigi's Mansion 2.
I know, I thought it would never happen.
I didn't think it would be possible. And now that they announced Luigi's Mansion 3, it's actually just mind-boggling that they actually...
Do you want to talk about the new mechanics though? Because I was kind of disappointed that the elements didn't come back in Luigi's Mansion 2, but they added some cool stuff you can do with the poltergust. And of course they add the dark light device, which added sort of like a puzzle finding secret elements mechanic to it. And I just found out, because I don't think they mentioned it in the trailer, but I saw it in the gameplay, the dark light device is returning. But then there's all this stuff like slamming the ghosts. You can shoot the cool thing was pulling on stuff in the other game. There's a lot of interactions with objects that you probably wouldn't have never thought to interact with.
It looks like it's going to set up for a lot of good puzzles.
Yeah. And then with Luigi, it's like... It makes me think of the Mario and Luigi games where you have to use Mario and Luigi together to do
that's what I was going to say.
Yes!
It's like the Mario and Luigi where you have to use... cooperation between two players or two different people. Looks like it's gonna be cool.
And then I was saying I like the original ghost designs better, but seeing some of the less normal well, first of all, I was disappointed just because in the trailers they only showed the one type of ghost, and I didn't even like its design that much. They don't even look that creepy. They just look goofy. But I saw some of the designs of the more difficult, less normal ghosts in the Scare Scraper gameplay they were doing.
they actually look kind of creepy. Like, they've got, like, weird body shapes, and they do, like, creepy movements. Like, when you're sucking them up, they claw on the ground as they try to scurry away. Is actually kind of disturbing.
I'm looking up, because I actually don't remember very well what they look like.
You're gonna watch it live?
But I know...
Well, if you're watching the trailer, you're only gonna find the most basic ones.
I know.
Like I said.
But I can't remember exactly what it looks like. I know I didn't think it looked that great, but that could also still be...
Oh, I was gonna say this, though.
It could still change the design.
The, like, go-to, like, argument that when people make about the new Paper Mario games, which I agree aren't as good as the old ones, although I haven't played that. I've only played, like, sort of one of the old ones. But already I agree that the new ones aren't. I'm rambling. I'm not. The point is, I'm not just on a bandwagon. When people talk about why they don't like the new Paper Mario games, the main reason they give is there's like no characters. They're all just toads or generic fill-ins. I feel like that same go-to argument for why people prefer the original Luigi's Mansion to Luigi's Mansion 2 was the portrait ghost, which you actually said you weren't that big of a fan of.
No, that was a joke. Remember?
Oh, okay. You kept insisting. You pulled the joke on for so long. I wasn't sure if it was a joke.
No, and then and then I said the exact opposite, and I talked about why I liked them.
Oh, did you? I started zoning out.
Yeah. We started talking about how I liked how you could go for the different
Yes.
gold portraits and stuff.
Yes. But I just recently heard from Nitro Rad on Twitter. I occasionally find myself on Twitter somehow. I can't escape it even though I don't have an account and I don't have it on my phone. I occasionally find myself there on the internet. He posted something saying about how there are apparently going to be portrait-esque ghosts in Luigi's Mansion 3. You said you don't know who Nitro Rad is, but you've heard of him.
Yeah. Well, no,
I've seen a lot of his videos, actually. He's a pretty cool guy.
I just see his tweets sometimes because people I follow.
But yeah, he said something about there being, and he showed some like in-game footage or art and stuff. That there's supposedly going to be portrait ghosts or something close to it again, and that seems like that it's going to be more like something between 2 and 1.
You really sound like you're rambling, honestly.
I know, it's because I don't like that you're not here.
I tuned you out 4 times because I was trying to get a
You're distracting me.
I was trying to get a good picture of them. So they look kind of similar to the greenies.
They actually kind of remind me of the beta ghosts from the original Luigi's Mansion. Have you ever seen those?
Yeah, but what I don't know if I like how they have fingers. That's kind of weird.
Yeah, that is kind of weird.
And then they have like kind of weird like.
I think they're trying to make them look more human.
Yeah, exactly. They have more like in-depth facial expressions. It looks like kind of like.
I think they want you to imagine that these are actually dead souls instead of just generic enemies.
Weird, but like
But it's kind of hard when they all look the same.
Far away, like that looks fine. I think.
Yeah.
But overall, I think the fingers kind of looks weird. Maybe that's probably the main thing is that it looks kind of too like human-esque, but.
Oh, but you are glad Scarescraper is back, right? We all love that.
Oh yeah, but I don't.
That was a good thing.
That was like, well, obviously, that was like the only reason why I kept playing the game. Could you replay them? Yeah, because you can replay it like, without creating a new file or whatever, or resetting your file.
Well, no, you could because you could replay each of the little individual missions. It was broken up into missions, remember?
Yeah, but it doesn't have the same effect.
As if you go through each one.
Yeah, the whole thing.
It doesn't feel the same, but it's basically the same.
I did redo some of them.
And they did that because it was portable and it added to the replayability. And it was a longer game. Luigi's Mansion, the first one, is short enough that you can almost just not care because you can win it in like
a day.
Yeah, but it still feels like such a fulfilling experience. But yes, we're very excited about Luigi's Mansion 3. I like all the cool new mechanics. I'm not 100% on board with every new design choice and every decision that's come from Luigi's Mansion 2, but overall I'm excited about it. And we're just huge fans of the series, so we're going to get it for sure.
Wow. It's almost an hour. Thanks for tuning into our Pokemon and Luigi's Mansion podcast.
It's not an hour yet? How long did we talk about Pokemon then?
We talked about Pokemon for about 30 minutes, then about money for 10 minutes and all that.
But not, dude, we can talk more. We didn't talk about the new characters in Smash Bros.
Oh yeah, we didn't.
Why
are we saving the best for last? Nobody cares anymore.
I told you, you missed a podcast, so I'm fine with this being like an hour 30 or even more, maybe. That's not a problem.
I'm getting tired. I don't want to talk for that long.
Aw, man, dude. Don't admit that you're not into your own video while it's playing
not into it, but I first of all, I stayed up like past midnight the past 2 nights.
Jeez, dude, the tables have turned. You're the one who's been bothered by the podcast this time.
No, talking for an hour already drains me a lot. I usually sleep after we record the podcast.
I could talk for years.
Well, I'm glad. Yeah, so there's new characters in Smash Bros. Take it away. I'll chime in a little bit.
I've never played a Dragon Quest game in my life, but I know it's a popular series, and way popular in Japan. I know that's not a word. But I know that there's even been like crossovers with Mario before, so Nintendo is obviously very familiar with it. And so I forgot about it for the longest time, but there actually were leaks about it like earlier. But I wanted that character to be in the game, the hero from Dragon Quest, because I thought it was a good pick, especially because it might just make people shut up about having Goku in Smash Bros. Just maybe. Just maybe.
No.
I pray, I hope, I wish.
It's not even close to Goku.
Please.
Not even a little bit. All it has is dragon in the name.
No, because it's by the same...
Yeah, but it doesn't have anything to do with Goku or Dragon Ball Z.
But it's...
Next up, Banjo-Kazooie.
We're actually in the minority in this because everybody was so excited for Banjo-Kazooie, but we actually didn't care that much.
I mean, he looks cool. Well, first of all...
I feel like he doesn't have enough iconicness in his theme. He's just sort of cartoony.
First of all, neither of us played the game, so I'm definitely not going to say anything like that because I haven't played the game and I don't know anything about him, honestly.
Yeah, we haven't played Banjo-Kazooie.
So that definitely attributes some to it. But also, for some reason, I guess it was just predictable. I mean, I know Nintendo definitely had this already planned before everybody was, like, saying it. But for some reason, like, right before the Direct, like, the month and, like, especially the past couple weeks, it's just been, like, everybody's just been saying Banjo for Smash. It's like, went crazy. And now it happened, and it just, for some reason, even though that had no actual effect on, obviously, what character they made, they already had it planned. It just seems so predictable. But it is really cool, actually. It is very cool that, like, a retro character like that. He looks cool.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And it's a kind of crazy crossover, to be honest.
I was going to say, I think he's sort of playing out as one of those retro representation characters.
Yeah.
Like with Duck Hunt and Game & Watch and Rob.
It's just a...
Because if you think about it any other way, then you start to realize, you know, like, we've got Captain Falcon in the game, and people say he's irrelevant because, you know, there are no more F-Zeros. Probably never will be. But, you know, he's been in Smash since back in the days when he was relevant. They're not just going to kick him out, especially now that everyone is here. K. Rool, he might never appear again. Maybe he will. But at least you could say his series is relevant. You know, Donkey Kong Country, it even got, like, a deluxe version on the Switch.
Oh, yeah, they ported it, and they aren't making a new game because they started and then they gave up.
But I feel like I can confidently say that... Well, the first part is a fact. It's been a long time since there's been a Banjo-Kazooie. And then I feel like I can confidently say there will almost certainly never be another one. Ever. Maybe like what do you call it? A remake, refurbish, whatever. Maybe. I thought they might actually announce that alongside his inclusion in Smash or something. But they didn't. But yeah, so he feels like a retro character. But I like that. I just wasn't directly anticipating it just because I have no history with the character because we haven't played the games. Now I feel like I should play the games because I feel like if Sakurai put him in Smash, must be awesome.
But even now, just talking about it.
I mean, I already thought they were awesome because that's all everybody talks about.
Even now, just talking about it, it does seem actually really cool. Because maybe it isn't that unlikely of a crossover, but for some reason I just feel like it's kind of crazy.
I feel like he's just a slightly less defined character with a slightly less defined theme.
But I don't know. I think it's going to be really cool. I think all the DLC is going to be really cool. The hero, I don't know that much about it, so whatever. But I saw a tweet that pretty well sums it up. It was like, the U.S. right now, the hero, what? Banjo-Kazooie, yeah.
Yeah.
Japan right now. The hero, yes. Banjo, what?
People on both sides keep complaining when it's like, people complained about Little Mac in Japan because like almost nobody knew him. But then like everybody in America was like, yes, Little Mac.
I mean, not really.
Well, they kind of were. There are a lot of Punch-Out fans in America who like the series and want to see it like come back in some way. And so having Little Mac in Smash was exciting for them. But there were like none in Japan. Which is why I thought it was weird that the guy whose name I can't remember because it's Japanese, the samurai guy from the ninja game that was almost like hardcore Legend of Zelda, that no one in America knows. I almost wonder why Sakurai didn't just put him in Smash Bros. Because, I mean, he's already put in, he put in Fire Emblem when it didn't even exist in America. I wonder what was stopping him. So every now and then, yes, I question the character picks, but in the end, they are always fun, so.
He looks cool. That's all I really care
Yeah.
about, I guess. And I think the rest of the remaining two, I think they're gonna be great. Because I think
Who do you want?
It's gonna be Minecraft Steve and Sam.
No, nobody wants Minecraft Steve. Sakurai says the characters have to dance in his head. Steve is like the most blank slate, undefined character in existence. He's literally a brick that moves, for all intents and purposes. I mean, I'm not saying Minecraft is bad.
Intents and purposes? What are you saying?
That's the actual saying. Intents and purposes.
Why?
For all things you could intend, and for all purposes that are available.
Okay.
Not for all intensive purposes. Man, these purposes are intensive.
For all intent and purpose?
Yeah, intents and purposes.
Okay.
That's the actual saying.
It just sounds weird when you're saying it.
Yes, but now you're smarter.
Well, I don't even say the phrase, so I didn't know what it was, but
I realized though that I would until I remembered that I kind of wanted, or at least thought it was a good idea. I didn't want, because like I said, I haven't played any games, but I thought it was a good idea. Until I remembered that I thought it was a good idea for Dragon Quest to have a character represented in Smash, I really had like no character picks, and I still basically have no character picks. So I'm almost always slightly disappointed because it always seems like a character I didn't want, just because I don't want any characters. Like, I'm almost fine with how the roster is now.
Okay, well, I think we're gonna end it soon. So how about we end it with this?
Animal Crossing. Our sister's a bigger fan than us. We haven't played any, but we think it's cool. Oh, when they started it, I was like, they're gonna talk about Animal Crossing. So it was like, time to talk about a title we haven't talked about since a while.
Yeah.
But then it was like an adult human voice, and I was like, oh, it's not Animal Crossing. And then it was.
Yeah.
I still go back to that because that was funny. I got thrown for a loop.
This isn't what I was gonna say, but yeah, I'll talk about this, briefly. Because I think it's actually really cool, and I kind of want the game now. It looks. I know you're gonna hate me for this, but it literally looks like Minecraft. You showed them chopping down trees and stuff, and like breaking stuff, and then using it to make stuff, basically for the town, and then placing it down one by one.
Wait, what are we talking about?
The Animal Crossing game.
Oh yeah.
And I know that's like kinda how every Animal Crossing is.
Kinda, maybe a bit more.
But it's like,
dude, when he pole vaulted across a river.
Oh yeah, that looked cool. But yeah, it looked cool, just like
the graphics just look cool.
How she was like collecting these materials and then building the town, kind of like just from the ground up. It looked cool.
I like the old the cameo of the old Smash style villagers in the back when they were all together at the dock at the end.
So it definitely looks interesting.
Honestly, I've wanted to get an Animal Crossing game. I just, like I said, I'm iffy about what games I decide to get, and I don't. How many files do you? Yeah, you have multiple files on Animal Crossing, right? That's a thing you can do, right?
I have no clue.
I don't know. It seems like the kind of game that they might just have one.
I wouldn't think so. That seems.
If there are multiple files, I'll definitely play it, cause our sisters, nothing's gonna stop her from getting it, and then we can have files too, and I'll enjoy it. I'm looking forward to it.
Anyways, yeah. So I was gonna say I'll end it with.
Well, no, there was one other thing I wanted to talk about.
Bro,
very briefly, but I forgot.
Over an hour. This is illegal.
Well, we already talked about Mario Maker 2, but it was something else.
Hey, if you're still listening, because I bet there's only like 10, not 10
people left?
Like 3 or 2, and one of those is us. Listening. Thanks for listening. Comment below. What videos should I make? Because I don't know what I should make, and it's a problem. And this probably sounds really weird because I'm like dipping in and out of the microphone, and the volume is probably like
point.
The volume is probably like.
I'm consistent. I'm right here.
No, you are the least consistent on the podcast.
I am now, as I say.
You like start getting really loud, and then you'll like back up, but it's still loud. So it's just like you're screaming across a chasm.
Bruh.
Anyways, we'll end it with this. For your last 2 DLC, who would you pick, or who would you predict? if you don't want to pick.
I literally don't know. I told you almost. I said I don't want Captain Toad or Waddle Dee, Bandana Waddle Dee in Smash, and yet at the same time, I feel like I could tolerate them. Of all these other terrible character picks people have, I'd at least be glad if it was them over those ones.
Okay.
And then I mentioned Travis Touchdown, a character from a game I know nothing about, but I know a lot of people like got hyped when the new one was revealed during E3. And all I know is that that guy like knows Sakurai, and he wants his character in Smash, and I think that would be kind of cool.
I just only about the Captain Toad thing. My only disagreement is just that he literally can't jump in the game.
Well, that's a interesting moveset potential.
No, they can't just make.
I thought then maybe he would have this thing where he could like take the backpack on and off, and then he could jump when it's off.
I don't know. I just don't think the character would work. He doesn't really have anything.
I know.
He's really just like a puzzle platformer.
Well, people said they could combine elements because like Sakurai's done that before, like of stuff from all across the years.
Yeah.
People were like having like Wario's Woods influence.
I'm sure they could.
Which, by the way, is like my favorite puzzle game ever. I love that game.
Yeah, well,
the music is so pretty.
To make it more just like a Toad character, but represented by something that's more special than just a Toad, basically.
Yes.
But I also think that he's gonna pick. I think he's definitely leaning towards third party rather than first party characters. First of all.
Yeah.
And just maybe something more special.
Except for Piranha Plant.
But that didn't count as the DLC.
Well, he was DLC. He just wasn't part of the pack.
He wasn't part of the Fighter's Pass. He was just additional, and he was free.
Yeah. Well, if you got the game within a certain time frame.
But it was a pretty long time frame. Anyways, my picks would probably be Bandana D, maybe. But once again, I'm also kind of hoping for something special, so I don't really know. But my predictions are, I mean, I'm just gonna say it's Minecraft Steve and Paper Mario.
That is the worst. That's the worst idea I've ever heard. Combine both.
I know.
You know what? That's the worst idea I've heard individually.
Paper Mario.
You're terrible, man. You know they make it based off of like Sticker Star. He'd be throwing around stickers.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.